Hey there, alright, so I'm going to talk about a book that I read. Now, this book is called The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcourt. It was written by Stuart Taunton. I hope I've said that right. I also think it does have a name that's a UK version of the name. I believe the US version of the name is The Seven and a Half Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Now, I'm not sure why it's called the Seven and a Half Deaths. I can kind of see why it's called the Seven Deaths, but maybe you can figure that out after you've read it and tell me. But let's crack into it. Here's the plot.
We have work to do, he says. I have a puzzle which requires a solution. I think you have mistaken me for someone else, I say. I'm just a doctor. You were a doctor, he says, then a butler, today a playboy, tomorrow a banker. None of them are your real face or your real personality. These were stripped from you when you entered Blackheath, and they won't be returned until you leave. Evelyn Hardcastle will die. Every day until Aidan can identify her killer. But every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes up in the body of a different person, and some hosts are more helpful than others.
So this plot to me was exciting. I love out there plots. I love a mystery. So it was all incorporated and I was excited to read it. And it pulled it off well. Now, the things I loved about this book was its complex plot. And I give kudos to the author because the way he's written it, it's so complex. And I don't know how he kept up with all his characters and where he was and the time frames, because it must have been so complicated to write. But that also takes me into what I didn't like about the book. I did find it a little bit hard to keep up and keep all those clues in my mind because it was going backwards and forwards in time and from one person to another. But all in all, the pages kept on turning. I think I read this book in like a day. I just wanted to see who finished it. Now, I must say I was disappointed, not in the ending, because the ending was amazing, but I was disappointed in the killer. Now, I think with a concept like this, I was just expecting an amazing killer that I would have thought, oh my god, I never would have guessed. But I didn't get that. I was just kind of a little bit let down about that. But it didn't take away from the book and all. I was still extremely pleased I read it. I also liked about this book the fact they explained why it was happening, because this is an unusual concept, and without an explanation, you're like, you know, why is it happening? And it explained it. It explained why it's happening and explained it in a way that you were pleased about. Like, it was a really good explanation of why this is happening. So let's get straight to it. I have to give this book a 6 out of 6 Cowbell stars. It was pulled off brilliantly. The writing was brilliant. Everything came together amazingly. You just wanted to finish the book and find out. So kudos to this author. It was a book that I 100% would recommend to anybody who likes mysteries or just a bizarre concept in a book. And I'd have to say that it's probably a book that I'd recommend everyone to read before they die. More of a thought, but definitely. So I'll leave you with that, and hopefully you read it. Feel free to comment about what you thought about this book, and follow me if you want. All right.